March 2023. My name is Esther Kalu. This is the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, you're welcome. I'm not doing this by myself this morning. If you're a regular, you'd be expecting a female voice, but good morning.
Good morning, Esther.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bolade. Good morning, Lagosians. Good morning, Nigerians.
Really? Do you really want me to? Did you really want me to talk this morning? Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing?
Very well. Thank you. Well, I don't know. This morning,
my weekend was very short.
You just took it out of my mouth. I just wanted to say I wish the weekend could continue.
Right out of my mouth.
It's a good time to be at work again, and we are taking a look at the newspapers like we do normally this morning, bringing you all the updates on what's happening at the fore of the polity. And of course, what hit us hard was the passing away of one of Nigeria's former military administrator, and who was so served as the vice president in the military administration then.
Yeah.
In person of
General Dia.
General Oladipo Dia.
Oladipo Dia, yes.
May his soul rest in peace.
Yes, may his soul rest in peace. It's beautiful. I mean, when I mentioned it this morning, Omobolade reminded me that his wife was here on the Women's Day, International Women's Day event, March 8th.
Yes, March 8th.
Yeah, and I mean, when I remembered that indeed she was here, it touched me the more. But our condolences to the family, to the people of Ogun State, and to Nigeria in general. Yes, indeed, we lost a general. But a lot in the papers this morning, Kumale. Yes. But I would not let I don't want to say cats out of the bag, but I've said it. I would not let the stories out. I would like Lagosians, I would like Nigerians, I would like our listeners to let us know their top story this morning. Do we have a call already? I mean, we just started. Hello. Okay. Well, the phone lines will be open very soon, 070010211021. You can let us know your top story for today, even though I haven't said any of the top stories on the papers. We're looking at the Punch, the Guardian, the Vanguard, and the Daily Trust newspapers. And you can send your messages 0907 224 5018, but we're due for a break. I can see major stories around INEC, around NLC reconsidering their strike, around CBN, opening their vaults to banks. And yes, some banks were open on Saturday and Sunday. My bank sent me an email that business will be opened Saturday, Sunday, so they can give out cash to people. So we'll get into that as well. If you've been able to withdraw directly from the ATM without crowd, you also let us know. But we're due for a break. When we come back, the newspaper review continues. To stay with us.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity. Let's help you take it high
and out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Welcome back to your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. It is the newspaper review this Monday morning. And as we wrap up with the month of March, the stories on the papers greets us with different captions, different headlines. Most importantly, let us know your own top story this morning. And now the phone lines are open, 070010211021. You can let us know your top story, 0907-224-5018. Krumale, do you have the papers?
Oh, yes, I do, but I think you should go on with the papers you have.
All right, I'll start with the Punch newspaper this morning. INEC votes 3 billion naira to fight electoral cases. Votes 3 billion naira to fight electoral cases. That's on page 2. And the first rider says APC, PDP, LP differ on Commission's litigation budgets. That's the first headline. And the first rider, the second rider says litigation costly, budgets may not be enough. That's according to senior lawyers. Underneath that, there's a picture of, a general and some people signing in, some people trying to get into, his premises to greet. You see Buhari, Obasanjo, Jonathan, others mourn as Dia dies at 78. And you can see people signing the register. Once again, our condolences to the family. FS soar as foreign airlines hike exchange rates. That's on page 29. LASMA arrests fake official making 35,000 naira daily. 35,000 naira daily. That's on page 5. Ramadan, ex-governor donates. Okay. Oh, then that's true, Krumale. Muslim brothers and sisters have started the fast already.
Okay.
Yes, they have. But that's not all. PDP vows probe as Benue Ward suspends IU. UK to sanction 10 Nigerians. Envoy chides Fani Kayode. Political rascals Afenifere knocks Iwanyanwu and demands Ohanese's clarification. And that's on page 18. And that's it on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Do well to let us know your top story this morning, 0700-1021-1021. You can call us and you can send us a message, 0907-224-5018. We're live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM, on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM.
Okay, now let's go on to stories making the rounds on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, the central caption says, how NIS operatives extort travelers at airports. NIS, the National Immigration Service, operatives extort travelers at airports. The writer to that story says, I paid $100 to get my Virgin passport declared, says passenger. 8 officers sacked, 88 facing disciplinary measures. And the FAAN, Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, decries extortion. Those are the writers to that central caption. Going to some of the stories at the topmost section of the Daily Trust newspaper. Oil production rises to 1.7 million naira barrels per day, says the federal government. Anambra indigents denying us accommodation. Magban raises alarm. Kogi, Bayelsa, Imo governorship polls. APC rakes in over 1.3 billion naira from forms. Okay. And we can see the pictorial representation of what is currently going on in Kenya. You can see a protester there with a placard saying Ruto must go. And some other, one of the protesters been arrested by law enforcement agencies. There's been inflation in Kenya, and there's been a large outcry by the populace calling for things to get better. And Raila Odinga, who actually contested the position with William Ruto and lost, is being charged for inciting the public to rise up against the government of the day. Well, let's move on to other stories. Oladipo Dia, the general who escaped execution, finally bows out. You get that story on page 3 rather, of the Daily Trust newspaper. Police ban protest in Nasarawa, arrest 79 in Sokoto State. 5 most attractive, okay, no, we're not taking a look at that. And the aftermath of the polls, plot to sack RU thickens. Those are the stories making the rounds in front page of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Do well to let us know your top stories. 07001021 Let us know the headline and the paper that you want to talk to us about. And if you've been able to withdraw cash from the ATM seamlessly, also let us know. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, 0907 224 5018. That's 0907 224 5018. We have looked at the headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper and the Daily Trust newspaper. Now it's time to move to the Guardian newspaper. The first major caption here says NLC reconsider strike as CBN opens vault to banks. Yes, indeed. NEC meets tomorrow to review plans and strategies. We may call off strike if Nigerians have access to their monies, says Ajaru. Strike will drag economy into deeper holes, says NECA. Cash scarcity eases as queues disappear gradually from Lagos, Abuja ATMs. Restrict over-the-counter withdrawal to 10,000 naira and 20,000 naira. That's also another major story there. And on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, you see for the first time in a long time, number of people that I can count on the queue. And yes, Krumale, before we came on air, I mentioned that for the first time I went to the ATM. In fact, I went to a POS agent and she advised me to go to the ATM. Yeah, she said go to the ATM.
Was that because she doesn't have cash on her?
Okay, so not directly a POS agent. She was just a good neighbor who gives out cash during, when this cash. She owns a store, so she's always with petty cash. People give her small money. So she had told me earlier that if you need cash, you can come to me. I sell. So when I went to meet her, that I need cash this Sunday morning, she said go to the ATM. There's no need paying extra charges. So I went to the ATM. I didn't see a lot of people on the queue. When I mean I didn't see a lot of people, I mean I didn't see up to 20. They were about 15. But the ATM was rejecting some banks their cards. So a lot of people were leaving the queue very quickly for me to withdraw.
Move forward.
Yeah, but I couldn't withdraw more than 5,000 naira at once.
I see.
Yeah, so I had a good experience with the ATM. But you can let us know if around you, as much as we are saying that cash is now flowing, if around you the case is different,
yes,
please call in, let us know, so that you can share this information out and let these banks and the government understand that you are in need wherever you are calling us from. But that's it on that particular story. Beneath that, we have Dia, the life and times of Army General who cheated death. Sounds like something that would be interesting to read. That's on politics page. Is this 29? Yes, you can do well to read that. Greedy cabal delaying refineries takeoff is also an editorial on the Guardian newspaper, and that's on page 4. UNN confers doctorate to a certain CEO, CBN's new lending rate to raise reconstruction material costs, and lastly, Edo gets tentative approval for airports in Auchi. That would be 2 airports in Edo State, which
okay. So they already have a local airport.
Yes, they have a local airport in Edo State already. But if there's another, although Auchi is like a distance from where
From Benin City?
Yes, from where the current airport is. But that's it on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Do well to let us know your top story. You know the phone line 0700-1021-1021. That's the number to call. You can leave us a message 0907-224-5018. And we're live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM, on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM.
Now we are off to stories making the rounds on front page of the Vanguard newspaper. The central caption says UK, Afenifere Ohanaeze, Middle Belt Forum, Pandef, others rail against ethnic profiling. UK, Afenifere Ohanaeze, MBF, Pandef, others rail against ethnic profiling. And yes, to other stories. Scarcity of Naira easing as banks comply with CBN's new directives. Scarcity of Naira easing as banks comply with CBN's new directives. PDP crisis gets messier as party suspends national chairman. Are you? And yes, then you have PDP crisis, yes, deepens as party suspends national chairman. Are you? Why we introduced e-Naira? That's coming from the CBN. Why we introduced e-Naira? Well, I think they should have made this particular facility to work effectively and efficiently even before the new Naira design policy. Probably it would have saved Nigerians a lot of the stress they went through.
Probably.
Yes. Troops kill ISWAP commander Abu Zara, 40 other terrorists in Borno State. And moving on, budget 2023 fears as oil prices drops 3% to $73.87 per barrel. Then, body of Suns folds NBA president's comment on breach of AGF recognition rules. Federal government confirms May 3rd for commencement of 2023 census. Okay. Now, rule of law. Anti-graft confab asks Buhari to drop EFCC chairman. Okay. And in the world of sports, we can beat Guinea-Bissau in return leg, says Pesero. Of course, during the weekend, Nigerians lost to Guinea-Bissau. Yes, 1-0. And that's not a good story for Nigerians at this moment in time. Government-elect gets certificates of return on Wednesday. And Buhari, Obasanjo, Jonathan, Tinubu, and others mourn as General Dia dies at 79. Those are the stories making the rounds on front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
0700-1021-1021. Let us know your top story this morning. 0907-224-5018. That's where you can let us know via WhatsApp, and then you can leave a comment in our YouTube's page 090. Did I say YouTube page? YouTube channel 0. That's High Impact 102.1 FM. We'll take a break now. We would like to have our guests join us. When we come back from this break, we'll look at some of the headlines. I'm particularly interested in the fighting of electoral cases. INEC voting 3 billion naira to fight electoral cases. Kromale, isn't that?
When I saw that story, I feel with the recent election, with what both local and international observers are saying about the election, I think what INEC could do is one of the reasons why that INEC can prove to Nigerians that the over 300 billion naira or the billions of naira that has been allocated to them by the government to conduct election in the country is well spent, is to make sure that those issues that has been bedeviling the Nigerian electoral system is completely nipped in the bud. If not completely nipped in the bud, is brought down to the barest minimum. Yes, because if you still have cases like electoral materials arriving so late, if you still have cases where people are bullying voters in polling units, I know INEC does not have guns. INEC officials don't have guns in their hands, and security is not completely in their control.
Yeah.
They can speak, they can talk, they can sponsor a bill through a member of the House of Representatives or the Senate to review the issue about electoral security or election security in order for them to give some level of command, or some level of advantage to make sure to wield security strength during elections. And they can equally have influence the legislators to make the law that will really make the word independent that features in the name Independent National Electoral Commission, to secure that name, to make sure that their actions are really, really independent and not influenced by any form. Apart from that, if they don't do that and they are still asking for 3 billion naira, of course I know they will need that money to prosecute electoral cases.
Yeah,
and they're still asking asking for that. People who want to raise questions.
That's
the over
exactly the
300
question.
billion naira that you were given.
So that's what I'm saying. I would like to ask maybe if this is normal, so that's the thing. Voter education is one of the things that I believe a lot of people need, and so
I don't think INEC did much in that regard.
Krumale,
I don't
let's
think they
take a
did.
break, okay? So when our guest joins us, because sometimes when we see these amounts, they feel it feels somehow, especially when we are complaining about economic crisis or economic downturn, and then if we have experts who can tell us that we are not doing the abnormal, we are doing what is right, or this is what is needed, maybe they would help us make sense of it. So we'll take a break now. When we come back, the newspaper review continues. Do stay with us.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Looking for something away from the regular? Television shows that will keep you glued to your screen? Then High Impact TV is your best choice. We give you the best television shows, educative and entertaining programs. Keep a date with our breakfast show, tea or coffee. Weekdays 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Newspaper review. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Midday special. Weekdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We also keep you informed with news around the globe every day 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, we have exciting shows like Babbles, Fashionista, SLR, Vibes, Young Boss, and much more for everyone only on High Impact Television. Catch up with us on Star Times Channel 145, High Impact TV, securing the future.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
What's that food that never gets stale?
The only food that never gets stale is honey.
Whoa!
Yes, it really tastes great. You should try some.
Welcome back, and many thanks for joining us on the program. It's the newspaper review. We've taken a look at some of the stories. We've read out the front page of the stories, but now we go into individual stories this morning before we have our guest join on the program. One of the stories that caught my attention is 590 Boko Haram terrorists end cause apologize for killings. 590 Boko Haram terrorists end cause apologized for killings.
Kumale.
Yes.
I had reactions about this, and I wasn't quite sure how to handle it, because sincerely a lot of people reacted with mixed feelings. Some said it's a good move, others said, how about those in IDPs, like as in IDP camps? How do we help them understand that, these people have indeed repented? How about families who were affected? How about this? How about that? And when you see the impact of what these terrorists have done, you're wondering, okay, is this going to scare off anybody who has that thought or who is lured into terrorism?
In fact, I wanted to read just a few paragraphs of that story. Not fewer than 594 rehabilitated Boko Haram members have graduated from federal government's Operation Safe Corridors de-radicalization, de-rehabilitation and reintegration camp in Malam Sidi, Kwame local government area of Gombe State. Speaking during the graduation ceremony, the camp commandant, Colonel Uche Nadibuihe, said 15 clients hail from Adamawa, 495 from Borno, 16 from Yobe, 16 from Kano, 3 from Gombe, 13 from Kaduna, and 1 from Kogi, 12 from Bauchi, 5 from Jigawa, and 5 from Katsina, 4 from Kebbi, 1 from Nasarawa, and 1 from Plateau, while 2 are from Zamfara State. Mr. Uche said the 594 graduating repentant terrorists, 590 are Nigerians, while 4 others are foreigners, 3 Nigerians and 1 Chadian. 3 Nigerians, that's from Nigerians, and 1 from Chadian. Now that's from Chad. So when I saw the story, most especially the caption, which says they apologized for the killings, they apologized for the killings. While it is understood that this is a program that is put together by the government, by the army, for de-radicalizing, rehabilitating and reintegrating these people back to society. I want to, the concern here for me is, during that process, do they really tell them about the consequences and the impact of the action of what they did? As in, were they told that they rendered people orphans. They made young boys.
Were they told?
Yes.
Krumale,
In the program, no.
I believe it's
No.
a rhetorical question
It
because
is-
they know.
No, I am asking. No, please. No, we cannot assume they know.
Okay.
Because they making that statement that we apologized for the killing, it sounds flippant.
Okay.
Yes. Do you know that what you did to the to Nigeria as a country, you rendered a 3-year-old an orphan? Do you know that you made people widows? Did you know that you made people widowers? Did you know that you ended up a whole family and a whole generation by your action because you pulled that trigger? Did you know that you made people to lose their homes, their daily living? They are now living in their own country in IDP camps. Did you know? Did they communicate to them? Did they make them understand the fact that their actions made people this way and that they are adding to the burden of Nigerians currently, where people are unemployed, underemployed, where people are going through very, very tough times and challenging times? Do they made it? Do they communicate it to those people, to these repentant terrorists, that what they did, the consequences and the evil of what they did they make them know that? Because we've heard of cases where repentant terrorists went back to the terrorist enclave to continue the dastardly act. So did they make them know? Because if they don't make them know and they just give these apologies and the federal government run them through this rehabilitation, de-radicalization and reintegration program and to bring them out and to bring them back into society, so that by the time they give them the second chance again to come back into society, they will know that, no, this time I have to not only prove to myself, but equally to the authorities and the federal government that I'm not going to mess up this second chance, that I'm going to love these people as my fellow Nigerians, and that irrespective of religion, irrespective of ethnic or whatsoever that motivated the terrorism in the first place is not entertained. I am very concerned about that.
This has sparked off questions, questions from aside the points you raised, questions that have to do with when they are integrated or if they are integrated into the society. How is the data? How are they monitored? How are they tracked? How do you know? Do you just let this person get into and mix up with the crowds, let these people mix up with the society, and then we can't trace them anymore? Because we don't have that much sophisticated platforms that keep our data in such a way that wherever a person is in the world, they can, or in the country, they cannot move to another place, change their identity, change their name, start a new life all over again, and find themselves lured into what brought them into terrorism in the first place. So mine is, how is this integration followed through? How do they monitor to make sure that these people are not sent back into a place of hardship? You understand? That's where my concern is with this. But I think that I want to leave these answers to a security expert to give us instances of how these programs have worked or not worked, instances of how these people have come back into the society, and in fact, do we even know those that have repented and they are back, that have been integrated? Do we know their whereabouts?
Ali Ndume, if you remember vividly, Ali Ndume is a senator in the Nigerian Senate. There was a time he himself spoke out that federal government or the government should stop giving them, what's the name of this, pardoning terrorists. Because there were a few of them, because he was chairing or a member of the committee of the Nigerian Army in the Senate then, and he raised his voice. He raised the alarm that the Nigerian government should stop giving these terrorists pardon. He said it because there were instances where they were given pardon, they went back to the society. Some of them even they killed again and run back to the same place they were captured by the Nigerian army.
Exactly. So that's why I said that it would be nice to speak to these security agencies or these experts and say, what is the psychology behind bringing them through a system? What is this? How is this sustainable? To make sure, are you trying to tell me that you have worked so well on their minds that they can never ever go back. But
well, previous cases has proved otherwise.
well, let's so that we don't get bits and bits of it, especially because you have on record. Let's put this on a pad, and I think that very soon is going to be almost, if it's not already 1 year since that Abuja Kaduna train attack.
Okay.
Yes, so this is also something that is good to put into a conversation and have that interaction when the time comes. But I want us to look at this other headline, many other headlines on the papers today that are drawing attention. UK, Afenifere, Ohaneze, MBF, PANDEF, others rail against ethnic profiling. You know how 1 week, this Saturday was just 1 week since we concluded the gubernatorial elections, and before that election, the what's the word now? Ethnic profile, the calls, the trends on ethnic profiling was loud. I don't know if I would say it was louder than ever, or it was loud and social media made us even see it the most. And I remember the US and the UK coming out to make promises on how they would deal with those who make elections difficult, or those who commit electoral offenses. And today, yesterday we get in the news that today they made a statement. Just this brief read. The United Kingdom yesterday expressed displeasure over ethnic profiling of non-indigens in Lagos, which it said ought to be a cosmopolitan city by some prominent Nigerians, and they went on to say they expressed displeasure over controversial comments, and all of this. And someone made a statement I read on social media saying that, is the UK going to call out, because now they mentioned that they are going to do, are they going to mention the names of those who they want to prevent from getting back into their country? Are they going to let us know the names of these people? Krumale, do you think it's necessary that they let us know, that we give us details of those who have been stopped from coming into their space, into their country, because of electoral offenses?
Well, I feel the UK, or maybe any of their allies, maybe the United States, for me, I think it's good. But the thing is, when they say such words, let them stick to it. The reason is most of the people who are who are making utterances against the Nigerian state, who are making utterances that are insightful and to cause to profile people ethnically against each other. Most of those people, they are politicians, and some of them are not just politicians, they are the boys of the politicians. They belong to very known politicians. So if they make such utterances, now we say Femi Fani-Kayode has been invited for a controversial statement according to what it reads, well, according to what the article reads. But before election, we saw politicians who are contesting for positions. We saw their allies too, who are making statements that are insightful. The DSS invited these people.
Very, I mean,
the DSS invited the police, the Inspector General of Police. They didn't give an instruction. The Commissioner of Police in this state, did they invite these people? If you do not invite these people, that means they get the boldness from the inaction of the police force, or from the law enforcement agencies, or the action or the inaction from them to go on, or to restrain themselves. So if they don't do that, so who's going to do that? That's why they are the authority.
Let's take a break, Krumale. Let's take a break now. When we come back, it would be time to wrap up some of these conversations. Do stay with us.
Join us us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Looking for something away from the regular? Television shows that will keep you glued to your screen? Then High Impact TV is your best choice. We give you the best television shows, educative and entertaining programs. Keep a date with our breakfast show, tea or coffee. Weekdays 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Newspaper review. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Midday special. Weekdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We also keep you informed with news around the globe every day 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, we have exciting shows like Babbles, Fashionista, SLR, Vibes, Young Boss, and much more for everyone only on High Impact Television. Catch up with us on Star Times Channel 145, High Impact TV, securing the future.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are almost wrapping up the newspaper review this morning. And yes, we have looked at the Punch, the Guardian, the Vanguard, and Daily Trust papers. Now, inside the news, we can see inside the papers, we can see NLC reconsider strike as CBN open vaults to banks. I want to believe that everyone listening to us now has access to cash, because, I mean, if you don't have access to cash, you can just send us a message, 0907 224 5018. When I mean access to cash, it means you can now withdraw from the bank very, very easily. Well, the writers to this particular headline says NEC meets tomorrow to review plans and strategies. It says we may call off strike if Nigerians have access to their monies. Strike will drag economy into deeper hole, says NECA. Cash scarcity eases as queues disappear gradually from Lagos, Abuja ATMs. Restrict over-the-counter withdrawal of 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira. So it looks like there's, what's the word now? It looks like there's a bit of, not a bit, it looks like there's ease. As at Saturday,
yes,
Sunday, I saw ATM queues. I saw queues at ATMs that were not as much as what we used to see in the past. So, and also, I think yesterday was maybe like the first time I was in a vehicle that drove into a fuel station and just bought and drove out ASAP. Although I'm usually not on the road all the time, so I can't use myself to judge. But so, getting back to this cash thing, but then my observation, we are withdrawing the old notes. The new notes now seem to become scarce all over again. Or is it just me? Am I the only one who observed
when
that?
you went to the ATM
Yes.
to do a withdrawal?
Yes.
Was it the new notes that you got?
Krumale. Old notes, like
You
that
got
question.
old notes?
I got old. I withdrew twice from different ATMs, and both gave me. So I had to do a transaction in the morning. I had to do a transaction in the afternoon. Both gave me old notes.
Old
Okay,
notes.
for Saturday, no, it wasn't quite as easy because I mean, my aunt was giving me the feedback that she had to go to the market to buy food items, and that they spent 4 hours buying what they can spend maybe 1 hour to buy, because after transferring, because there were no notes as a Saturday morning, but on Sunday it was easier. So when they make these transactions, they have to wait for the sellers to receive their alert.
To receive the alert before leaving.
Yeah. So that's one thing I observed. But so far, so good. I think that things are easing out very, very well. And since we didn't get anyone make that complaint, I want to believe that by today, it would even be easier. And if it's not, we're here for you. You can let us know. Except you have another top story. I think that's it for me this morning.
Concerning the old and the new notes, I think whenever we have, this sort of because this is a transition, that it's the phase of a transition, and I see that not everything is going to clear out, notwithstanding the fact that we have new notes, we have old notes, and both new notes and old notes operating side by side. So the thing is, a lot of people are now used to, or some persons, some people, some businesses have now taken that transition where they now have electronic channels to do their transactions. And they going back, if they ever were to go back at the moment now, they are both ready. When you use cash to buy, or if you're going to do a transaction, a transfer from your phone, or you're going to use a POS, your card for them to pay, I think that's a good one for me. And since the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, seems to come up at the moment now to be telling us about the e-wallet, or the e-Naira platform, I think they should, give lots of sensitization and create lots of awareness for Nigerians and how we can use this particular platform when the 31st of December 2023 comes, where the old note ceases to become legal tender.
Yes, indeed. And that's where we call it a wrap on the show this morning. If you were not able to get most of what we discussed today, you can go back on YouTube and watch at High Impact 102.1 FM or Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM. Do well to follow us across our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM and news around the globe on the score. My name is Esther Kalu. Krumale will tell us more about today's episode of On Record.
And I am Oyin Priye Krumale. Join me when it's 9 a.m. for On Record. Good morning.